12 reasons why you should stay committed in your relationship. Hi friends, welcome to Marriage Realities, a comprehensive relationship channel. Today's video is all about staying committed in your relationship. It is sad that most of you do not understand that your marriage is a huge commitment and that you have multiple commitments to fulfill. You cannot dodge any of your commitments as none of your business. If you are not committed in your relationship, your marriage will crash towards its inevitable failure. Your relationship will always remain a wholehearted commitment between you and your spouse. There are multiple commitments you have to fulfill in your married life. You're financially committed towards your family. You're committed towards the well-being of your spouse. Your children are your commitment. So, your commitments in your marriage is all-encompassing and all-inclusive. It is true that fulfilling your commitments can be quite overwhelming to you. But when you realize that you're being committed only towards your own family, you will feel happy to be duty-conscious and love-conscious. What will happen if you're not committed in your relationship? All hell will break loose in your married life. You cannot exist as a family with your spouse when you're not committed towards your family. Your family life will always remain a mutual commitment between you and your spouse. When your spouse is not committed towards you and your children, you will feel completely lost and neglected. When you're not committed towards your spouse and your children, he or she will feel lost and lonely. Do you know why? Your spouse will be unable to manage family issues alone without your involvement. And you will find it impossible to manage your family issues without the commitment of your spouse. Your commitment towards your family is that mutual and that joint to you and your spouse. Being loyal, being loving, being attentive, being responsible, being sharing, being supportive, all comes under the umbrella of commitment. In today's modern world, you need a good standard of living to be respected by this mercenary society. This is the reason you run after money. Money rules the world. It rules your married life also. It is a harsh fact that you cannot manage your family without money. So you must contribute towards the financial well-being of your family. You cannot afford to thrust all your family's financial commitments on the shoulders of your spouse. You should equally shoulder whatever financial issues that might creep into your married life. When you fail to be financially committed, it will create tons of relationship problems between you and your spouse. You or your spouse cannot fulfill your family's financial commitments on your own. You drastically need the financial support of each other to look after your mortgages, repayments, your day-to-day expenses and your children's education. When your spouse is as financially committed as you are, you will find it easy to tide over your financial responsibilities. When there is no financial commitment in your married life, you will be forced to run from pillar to post for financial help for even your day-to-day expenses. Your children are a huge commitment in your married life. You and your spouse are equally duty-bound to give your children good education. Both are duty-bound to chisel their character and bring them up as individuals with good characteristics. Both are committed towards making your children feel emotionally secure. You cannot thrust the responsibility of looking after your children on your spouse and escape from your commitment as a parent. When either of you withdraw away from your duties as a parent, your children will feel neglected and overlooked by you. But when you enjoy your commitment as a parent, the resultant happiness it gives you is an experience you will cherish and treasure. You're also duty-bound towards your spouse, and your spouse is also duty-bound towards you. You must be loyal to your spouse. You cannot cheat your spouse and get away with it. When you expect loyalty from your spouse, it's only natural that he or she expects the same from you. It is your duty to take care of your spouse. In today's hectic world, both face tons of work-related pressures and tons of family pressures. Naturally, you feel stressed and tensed. What do you expect at this moment of your tension and stress? You want your spouse to be emotionally supportive towards you. You want to listen to the pacified words of your spouse. It is because when your spouse is emotionally supportive towards you, you feel cared and protected in your married life. What is to you is to your spouse also. You too must be emotionally supportive towards your spouse. You're committed to give freedom to your spouse. Being married to you in no way robs the liberty of your spouse to do things his or her way. When you force your spouse to act according to your orders, it will only bring resentment and bitterness into your relationship. So, you're committed to let your spouse be what he or she is. Your marriage is a united commitment between you and your spouse. You must always work as a team in your married life. And it can happen only when you're committed in your relationship. When there is lack of commitment in your married life, you will find it near impossible to hold your marriage together. Your family life will be in shambles when you forego your commitment. When there is no commitment between you and your spouse, there will be no real family bond between you. When you're not committed in your married life, you'll drift away from your spouse. Only a unified commitment revives your family bond, cements your relationship, and makes you feel like a family. So be financially committed, be emotionally committed, be loyally committed towards your spouse. When you're committed, you can build the future of your family as you dreamed it to be. In your commitment, your futuristic plans always include your family, as you cannot think about your life without them. All this can happen only when you're relentlessly committed towards your family. So, commitment is being responsible towards your family. Commitment is being loyal towards your spouse. It is commitment that will make you build a beautiful bond with your spouse. Take out the element of commitment from your marriage. There will be nothing worth the name in your relationship. Can you now see why you should stay committed in your married life? Marriage Realities will have many such relationship eye-openers. Subscribe to my channel to understand your marriage in a new light. Press the bell icon for updates about my latest relationship videos. Make love forever until death do us part your relationship goal.